Hi folks, my name is Ian and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to show off something I've been working on. It's a board game that I've made using a 3D printer. It comes in three colors, green, tan, and gray. I'm not going to be showing the gray one because it's supposed to be a 1v1 game. I couldn't make three-player rules. I've only made two players rule, so basically a duel. Okay, so this is obviously inspired from those classic toy soldier guys, old school, but all the design are mine. I've pretty much all 3D modeled them. So this is the container it comes in. If you want to open it, you just push here and there, and then you pull, well, just lift up those thing here, then you pull. And all the pieces are there. So let's just empty this out without making a mess. This is what it looks inside, emptied out. So Lowpoly Armies is a design of IBD. IBD are my initials. My name is Ian P. Zumale. So let's just close it up here. Alright, so let's just review the pieces. This is the instruction manual. So there's a flamethrower guy. If you can see, if you compare in between the legs, there's some kind of reinforcement. If you compare it with the plastic injected one, those are the old school one. I tried removing those kind of reinforcement, but I had to put them there because otherwise, because it's 3D printed, it's like each layers is deposited on each on every layers. So basically it's super fragile. Unless you add reinforcements, then it's pretty sturdy. That's why I had to design it this way. So this is a flamethrower. The zoom is kind of bad on my camera. There are two flamethrowers. This is the mortar guy. Bazooka man. A rifleman. A grenadier. I tried to replicate the classic poses. This is a medic. He's carrying his pouch. A minesweeper. He comes with the mines. Some mines. A different variant to the rifleman. So there are two variants to the rifleman. Another medic, another rifleman, another rifleman. This is the colonel, so basically your leader. You can recognize him with his binoculars in his hand. Don't know if you can. Yeah, the zoom is giving me a hard time. But yeah, this is the colonel. This is the sniper rifle. Another sniper rifle. This is another rifleman. This is the machine gunner. Kind of looks similar to the sniper rifle, although is more bulky. Another mortarman. Let me check. Another grenadier. I think I went through them all. Nope, there's two missing. This one's supposed to be holding a Thompson, although I didn't get the Thompson right, I think. The magazine is too far forward on the gun, so it's not super accurate. But this is the captain. Another captain. This one is the Commando, which is pretty much inspired from Rambo. So I had to put reinforcement on the bow here as well, otherwise it was too fragile. Bazooka Man. Another Minesweeper. Okay, so there are, well, sandbags. Sandbags. Another variant of the sandbags. So basically 4 sandbags type. What else? There's a flag, but the flag is only there for aesthetic purposes. And there's the flag stand, so you can just put it in there, and it's gonna hold. Those are, I forgot what I called them. I think I call them stalagmites, but they are unique to the tan set. The green one have, I think, leaves, and the gray set has fences. This is another mine. It comes with 4 dice, although you only need 2. So basically it comes with 2 spare dice. 2 spare dice. Jeez. There are 2 oil barrels, which are used for supplies. It's basically the currency. There are 4 crates. There seem to be missing one. Oh, it's right there. So 4 crates. This is another currency as well. And there are, there should be 8 ammo crates. There it is. You can stack them on top of each other if you want. Anyways, there are 8. So basically the currency goes as following. It's 1, 5, and 10. Those are dummy stands. Basically, if you decide to get like a set, but you just wanted to try it, you can just draw characters on a piece of paper and put them on those stands and just pretend. So we won't be using those today. I'm just gonna put them aside. So all those are homemade, including the base. Took a while to make. And finally, there's the instruction manual. Took a while to make, but I quite like it. So this is pretty much all the pieces that comes with the game. The base, all the, I believe it's 24 characters. The ammos, the barricades, the stands, the dice, and yeah, etc. There's some introduction. I'm not gonna read it, but it's just for the immersion or whatever. This is all the pieces and their purposes. So, you know, like the kernel, last resort. This is basically a function in the game. Last resort, far-seeing, handgun, automatic rifle. So it's all those functions have different parameters to follow. Go to the next page. This is more pieces, basically the inventory. This is the board setup, how you should set it up, and this is the supply cost. So basically step 1, once you're finished with the board setup, there are 2 steps. The first step is the reinforcement, basically where you can buy units and place them on the board, along as some other things you have to follow. So let's say you add a minesweeper, you have to put the equal number of mines in the no man's land. The no man's land is, I'm just going to show you, it's in the previous page. It's the yellow area here in the middle. Anyways, it's kind of hard to explain quickly on the fly. Step 2, engagement. So basically this is when you're ready to attack your opponent. This is how it goes. So those are the stats for the handgun. I'm not going to show them all because I don't know if I'm going to sell this game or just put it up on the 3D printing market, or I don't know yet what I'm going to do with it. I just want to present it today. So yeah, those are all the stats. This I can show. The hiding spot. So this gives a bonus if you're standing on a tile with those stalagmites. The mine detonate. Fire hazard. So where you stockpile your supplies, it can be blown up. So you have to be careful to defend it. Otherwise, far seeing. The binoculars represent the far sight of your leader. Without the leader, there's no army. Make sure your colonel stays alive or else you lose the game. The next page is... I don't think I can show it. Yeah, no, I can't. Next page is are the stats. Anyways, I'm gonna set up the board and I'll play a game real quick. Okay, so I set up the pieces. That's the initial setup. The captains, they always begin here. I just want to show off though. If you can see, I can't, the focus is bad. Anyways, don't know if you can see this insignia on their back. The green have a leaf, and the tan team has a sun. The gray have a gear. But yeah, this is the initial setup. You begin with the two captains in the middle, as well as the colonel and the commando. They begin in the garrison area here. So basically, if I show the manual, the blue area represent the garrison. So you're supposed to, this is imaginary blue lines along with the checkerboard. It's all imaginary, but you're supposed to be able to see it in your head. Maybe it's a bad design, I don't know yet. So that's how it begins. Now what you're supposed to do, each player is supposed to throw a dice, and the highest number begins. So first, because you're still sending up the board, you have to pick a unit, up to 12 units, to add to your garrison. So it would be the 10th player to begin. Let's say he adds a rifleman. Then same for the green guy. Then the 10th player adds a, let's say, a grenadier. And so forth and so on until each player has added 12 characters total. Okay, so I added all the infantries to the garrisons. Now the real game can begin. So step 1, it's the first player is 10 because he won the dice throw. How it goes, how does the first step begins, goes as follow. Still the zoom is bad. Can I? No, it won't. Yes, okay. Each beginning of a turn, add the same number of supplies as your total standing infantry on the battleground. You always receive at least 3 supplies. You can exchange your stockpile supplies in order to send garrison units to the battleground. You may reposition your units within the battleground on your tiles or any empty tiles connected to your garrison. Since this is the first turn and there's only the 2 captains, the 10th player is allowed 3 supplies. You just add it to the stockpile, which is on the right side of the barracks. And now the 10th player chooses. What does he do? Is he deploying infantries? Or is he attacking? Because he already has captains on the battlefield. Now, since the more units you have on the battlefield, the more supplies you get on the next turn, it's all about strategy. Now, I don't know if you can see them all, but I didn't add that many cheap units. The cheapest unit is the infantryman. It only costs 1 supply. Otherwise, all the others are 2 supplies and up. So let's say I decide to add, I pay with 1 supply, and I decide to add 1 infantry. And I will, let's say, just place it in the behind there. Okay, so step 1 is finished. Step 2. Okay, step 2 is when you can make your units act. A unit can only act once per turn, and always declare out loud the actions you intend to take. As indication for units that has already acted, rotate the unit around so it is aiming at your colonel. If an infantry is hit, it must be laid on its back to indicate its health status. If you hit the opponent's colonel, you win. When ready to end your turn, rotate your units back so they aim at your opponent's colonel again. Roll once for each of your fallen infantry. Rolling a double will heal them, otherwise you must discard it. You must discard the infantry from the battleground. Colonels and commandos cannot be healed. Okay, so now if I want, I can choose to attack. And this is what I will do. I'm not going to reveal all the stats. Like I said, I'm not going to reveal all the rules. But I will decide to attack with one of the captain, one of the green captain. So let's throw the dice. Every roll of dice is done with 2 dice. Now I got a double. A double is always successful no matter what. So the other captain is hit. So it goes down. Now it costs the amount of supplies. In this instance, it's only 1. I'm going to reveal it for this one, but I'm not going to reveal for all of the units. So basically what I'm left with is 1 supply still in the stockpile, and I managed to hit 1. Now if I want, since I still have 1 supply, I could still attack, or I can decide to end the turn. If I want to keep the attack, I turn it around just to indicate that he has attacked. But I end the turn, so now it is green's turn. Now he only has 1 unit left alive so far, but he's still on the battlefield because he hasn't rolled yet. But you always receive at least 3 supplies, so it goes into the stockpile. Now I decided to add lots of riflemen for the green guy. So what I'll do is use 2 supplies and add 2 riflemen. And I decide to roll once against this captain. So this one to this one. So what I got is 9 total. 9 total. Let me check the stats. Yes, it is a hit. So he goes down. I pay for the 1 supplies it cost. I'm out of supplies, so this is the end of the turn. Now, since there's 1 unit down, I can roll once. If I had a medic, I could try to roll at the beginning of step 2, as if it was an attack to try and heal him. In any case, at the end of the turn, you can always roll once for each fallen unit. If you're lucky and you get a double, I wasn't lucky, I got 1 and 2, your unit dies. So we just discard it, and I just lost my captain. Now it is Tan's turn. Again, there's only 2 units alive, 1 fallen infantry, so I only get 3. What I do now, did I? Yep. There are some medics in the garrison. So I'm gonna deploy 1 and put him here. What I can also do, if I want to, now it's kind of unnecessary, it's not a smart move, but I can do it if you want. Well, I'll just put him there, and I can back off the captain on the rear guard instead of putting him on the vanguard. Yeah, and I will roll to try and heal the captain here. Since it is a medic that's healing him, I don't only need double, I just need a number requirement. Let me check. Is it a success? Where? I'm looking up in the manual. I don't remember all the stats. It's been a while since I play tested it. Yes, it's a success. So he stands back up. Now, since I already reinforced and moved the units around, and it is now step 2, he can only heal in step 2. I can't move the medic around anymore. It's only during step 1. But since he's healed, I can now use him to attack, which I will do and try hit this captain here. It is a success. I pay the supply price. I turn him around and I lay this one on the ground. So yeah, now it is Green's turn. There's still only 2 units standing up on the ground, so only 3 supplies. So what I will do is I'm not gonna buy anything with it. I'm just gonna move this guy here, and I will try and hit this guy here with this rifleman. It's double. 1-1. He goes down. I decide to end the turn there. So since this is the end of the turn, I can roll once for my fallen captain. I did not get a double. He is dead. Discarded. Now it's Stan's turn. He gets 3 supplies, with which I will reinforce with 1 more rifleman. I will move the medic here and the captain on the rear guard. So now it's the end of step 1. Step 2, I try to heal my rifleman. Is it a success? It's a success. He is healed. Comes back up alive. And I decide to end the turn there. Where's the dice there? So now it is Green's turn again. I pay 3 supplies. Now I'm left with a total of 6 supplies. This is where the other crates, and the barrels come into play. 1 crate is equal to 5 supplies. So I can trade them like this. This is the equivalent. 1 crate and 1 ammo crate. What do I do with this? I could hire a grenadier. Just gonna move this guy here, keep him undercover because there's a bonus here when you're undercover. And since what this represent, if you remember, let me just get the page right. You're supposed to imaginate a checkerboard, right? So this is the middle tile. Those are 2 different tiles as well. So there are 5 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 by 5. Those 2 guys are within range of the grenadier. Let me check. Are they? No, they're not. If I put him here, they are. And on top of this, since even though the barricade is a 10 barricade, he still gets a bonus because the barricades are kind of neutral. So what I do is I attack those guys. It costs a an amount of supplies to attack. I'm not going to reveal it. Is it a success? Oh no, it's a failure. If it had been a success, since it is a grenade, it has area of damage, meaning if I target a tile, since it's a grenade, it's going to hit the whole tile. So if it was a success, both of those units would have been down. But now it's not the case. So let's put them up. And I decide to end the turn there. It is now Tan's turn. Now since Tan has 5 standing infantry, he gets a whole crate as reinforcement for his supplies. So there was this kind of strategy here. Like, you can have a lot of units, but if you have too many units, you can lose them quickly to area of damage. Okay, so 5 supplies. So what do I do? I can, let's add, let me check the commando. I'm just gonna show the commando. Commando is a special unit. It costs a secret number, well, since it's in the camera shot, it costs 5 supplies. But what's cool about the commando, since he has a bow, he has 1 free shot per turn. And if you want to hit him, you absolutely need a double. So it doesn't matter if he's behind a barricade or not, because you always need a double. So you can just put him in the open and it doesn't change anything. So I'm just going to replace those guys here. I'm going to try to spread them to minimize damage. And I'm going to use my free shot on the grenadier over there. See if I hit. I got a double. Wow, 10 players lucky. 2-2. He is hit. Now, there's still some supplies. If I want, well, I will. I'll pay 1 more supply. I'm going to try to hit this guy. Since I keep playing, I'm just going to turn this guy around to indicate that he's already attacked. Each infantry can only attack once per turn. And there's a hit. And there you go. And so on and so forth. The game just keeps progressing. Let's say there are some units with special abilities. Like the Minesweeper. One of the rules is if you have a Minesweeper on the battlefield, you have to have the same amount of mines in the no man's land. The no man's land is the middle lane. So what does the mines do is if you have any units in the middle lane, like the grenadier was standing there, I believe it's, let me just review. Yep. So before attacking, you have to roll once for each mine in the no man's land against one of your units occupying the middle lane or beyond. Because let's say the 10 player has no more units or whatever and decides to retreat, you could have green units over there. If you're past the no man's land, you still have to roll for the mine. So to be hit by a mine, you need a double. So there's no double, the grenadier will be safe. Otherwise, you could cancel the mine if you had a Minesweeper occupying the no man's land or beyond as well. It would cancel the roll. There's a few other rules, but that's the gist of the game. So yeah, the game ends when the colonel dies. What else? I think that's pretty much it. yeah, those are the unique pieces to the color. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, any comments, feel free to leave them. Thanks for watching. My name is Ian, and bye-bye.